When you look at a high-end camera, what do you see? Thousands of tiny components all placed together in a way that each piece has a purpose and the overall structure is greater than the sum of its parts. The camera can zoom in on objects far away, record minute detail, and filter out thousands of different shades of color, all in the palm of your hand. Now, consider the human eye. At less than 5% the size of the camera, it's capable of doing infinitely more. More colors, more accuracy, quicker focus, and more detailed depth perception. An eyeball can spot the slightest movement and transfer that information to the brain fast enough for the brain to tell the arms to swing a bat and hit a 95-mile-per-hour fastball. What we are talking about are elements of design. We recognize that a camera is designed because it has many parts, and those parts are all composed together in a way that serves a clear and complex purpose. But when it comes to the human eye, we're told it happened by chance instead of by design. The latest supercomputers can process a quintillion bits of data per second. Yet your brain, in a much smaller housing, processes and stores more than data. A library contains thousands, maybe even hundreds of thousands of volumes of information, but just 1 teaspoon of DNA would be capable of containing all the information in the world. 1 gram of DNA can hold up to 455 hexabytes of data. For reference, there are 1 billion gigabytes in an exabyte. When Darwin first began forming his theory of evolution, he believed that plant and animal cells were simple things, a bit like Lego blocks or bricks. With that idea in mind, he believed that all the complex things we see here are actually made out of very simple things. As scientific knowledge has increased, we have found the opposite to be true. Everything is complex. Our bodies are complex. The cells they are composed of are shockingly complex. The protein strands they are made out of are complex, and on it goes. Everything points toward a designer because complexity requires it. The evidence for design is now so strong that even some atheists are beginning to concede the point. In 2004, Antony Flew, one of the world's most prominent spokesmen for unbelief, publicly changed his position. In his own words, this is why he had a change of heart. There were 2 factors in particular that were decisive. One was my growing empathy with the insight of Einstein and other noted scientists that there had to be an intelligence behind the integrated complexity of the physical universe. The second was my own insight that the integrated complexity of life itself, which is far more complex than the physical universe, can only be explained in terms of an intelligent source. I believe that the origin of life and reproduction simply cannot be explained from a biological standpoint, despite numerous efforts to do so. With every passing year, the more that was discovered about the richness and inherent intelligence of life, the less it seemed likely that a chemical soup could magically generate the genetic code. Antony Flew looked at life and realized its complexity was too great to say it was an accident. Consider the evidence from genetics, biology, physics, and many other fields. They all point toward a rich and complex world. And as anyone who has used a camera knows, organized complexity requires a designer.